Hello and welcome everyone back to the Daily 8 on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Penarski here once again as we bring you the top stories that you need to know for today. We went from near 50s to snow in the matter of just a few hours yesterday, so we'll check in with Storm Team 8 in just a little bit to see what's going on weather-wise, but we do begin with something that we actually brought you live right here on the Live Desk yesterday afternoon. Grand Rapids Police Department's Vice Unit recently had their largest fentanyl drug bust in its history. It happened on Monday when over a pound of fentanyl was taken from an apartment in Granville. This was the result of a months-long investigation, according to Deputy Chief Mike Maycroft. The bust also yielded about 250 grams of black tar heroin. 53-year-old Daryl Mitchell was arrested and charged with possession with intent to distribute. Maycroft also emphasized how dangerous this much fentanyl could be, saying that much of the drug had the capability of killing every resident in Granville and Grand Rapids, about 250,000 people. Mitchell's bail was set at $1 million after his arraignment on Wednesday. A Michigan judge has declared three brothers dead Wednesday after more than 14 years since they disappeared at a Thanksgiving in a small town in Michigan. Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner Skelton were legally declared dead after they were last seen in November of 2010. The case has remained unsolved for years, despite beliefs by investigators that the boy's father is responsible. The mother of the children asked the judge to make the declaration. The father of the children has not been charged in this case for their deaths, but has been serving a 15-year prison sentence for not returning the children, which is his only conviction to date. He's expected to be released on that crime in November. Big Lake Humane Society in Muskegon found itself in a difficult situation over the weekend when its aging well system gave them some problems. It turned out the entire system needed to be replaced, and it wasn't going to be cheap either for the shelter, especially with all the animals in its care. Thankfully for them, though, the community stepped up big time. In less than 60 hours after making a social media post asking for help, donations flooded in and completely covered the $12,000 bill. And the donations didn't stop there. Hundreds of gallons of water have been dropped off, and more animals in Big Lake's care have been adopted or fostered to help out with all of the stress there. The replacement of the system is set to get underway later this month, and a timeline of completion is still unclear. If you would still like to help Big Lake Humane Society, we have ways for you to do just that over on our website, woodtv.com. And sticking with the giving trend, students at Sandy Hill Elementary School are working on a fundraiser to help victims of the North Carolina flooding. Students are planning a benefit concert this Friday at the Jenison Junior High Gym with performances from the students. The idea is to help those dealing with all of the impacts from the flooding in North Carolina. It actually started at the beginning of the year as students at Sandy Hill saw the devastation and wanted to do what they could to help, even while they are hundreds of miles away. Donations will be raised at the concert and will be used to send students in North Carolina on a field trip to help lighten their moods. Organizers for the concert, I should say, are suggesting at least a $5 donation for all people who show up to the concert for entry, and you can also donate much more. The show is set to begin tomorrow night, starting at 6 p.m. And if you've ever stopped by one of the Pronto Pup Grand Rapids food trucks and wished, wow, I really wish I could sit down at a restaurant while enjoying this food, well, you're in luck. The franchise says that it intends to open up a storefront sometime this spring. Owner Andy Bogart made the announcement earlier this week. Currently operates out of just two food trucks in the Grand Rapids area, nicknamed Ketchup and Mustard for the color of the trucks. If you have never had one, what are you doing, first of all? But second of all, to describe them a little bit, they're like your typical corn dog, but they're anything but regular. It's got a much thinner and crispier coating and a little bit more of a salty flavor. The plan is to have the new storefront open sometime in May, and it will be open 3 days a week from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., perfect for that lunch rush. An exact location, though, has yet to be released at this time. And while that's exciting news for Catholics and those in the Lenten season, you probably won't be able to grab a Pronto Pup on Fridays. Thankfully, though, we have you covered with a full list of fish fries and other Lenten meals being offered all throughout the West Michigan area. We've broken them down by location to make sure that you find the perfect one for you. And is located somewhere near you. These events kick off this Friday and will continue through April 17th, right before Easter Sunday. You can find the full list right now over on our website, woodtv.com. Now let's get you a look at your forecast for today. Here's Storm Teammate meteorologist Matt Kirkwood.
Okay, so wind advisory out there in town early this morning at 7 o'clock along the lakeshore, expires at noon in inland areas. Still some wind gusts up around 40 miles an hour, but the strongest winds will move away from us as this area of low pressure that brought quite an interesting day across the area yesterday. Today, the sunshine gradually returns as that wind subsides. Still a little bit of blowing snow out there early on this morning. Fairly uneventful weekend. We're going to start out kind of on the cool side for Friday and also Saturday, but we have some warmer temperatures to look forward to next week. This is what it looks like for the hourly planner today, an increasing sunshine scenario. Sunset at 6:38. And you can see that 8-day forecast featuring, again, some cooler temperatures over the next few days, warming things up tail end of the weekend with a fair amount of sunshine. As we spring forward on Sunday, we're going to spring into some warmer temperatures next week. 50s on Monday, well into the 50s on Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised a few locations, especially south of Grand Rapids, hit 60. A little dicey on Wednesday whether or not we'll hit 60, but we're going with it.
Thanks, Matt. We end today's show with a bit of a mystery. Clue, the famous board game turned cult classic movie, is now getting another retelling as it comes to Broadway Grand Rapids this week, and there will be performances at DeVos Performance Hall through Sunday. The show immerses audiences in the mystery of who killed who, where it happened, and with what weapon. Our Adriana Doria got a sneak peek at the show and actually saw it last night. She'll be joining me on the live desk this afternoon around 2 p.m. to talk all about it, so make sure you tune in then. We also have a link to get tickets to the show if you're interested. All of that information can be found right now over on our website, woodtv.com. And that's going to do it for us today on the Daily 8. We will, of course, be back again tomorrow with 8 more stories for your Friday, including a look at your weekend planner. I do want to thank everybody so much for tuning in to this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.